Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast, Okay, Karen,
Okay, Karen.
with Betsy and Angela. And we are on episode 2 of
Of
season
season
2.
2.
And today we're going to be talking about our favorite movie soundtracks. So, yeah, we're going to talk about not our favorite movies necessarily, but the soundtracks that we love and we can listen to over and over and over again. But before we get into that, I would like to say if you're with us for season 2, welcome. If you've never heard us before, we're just two girls that like to talk. Sometimes we act like Karens and we like to call each other out on it. Okay,
Sometimes we
Karen.
don't.
And sometimes we don't. But usually there's a Karen moment. Either one of us will have a Karen moment in probably every episode. So we want to shout out some fans, Angela.
Yes. I think, I still need to shout out my mama.
Yes. Thank you
Even
for listening, Miss Judy.
she has criticism, good and bad,
Yeah, we need that. We
and
need
we
to get
do.
better. Yeah.
And I take it and listen to it. And sometimes I'm like, and sometimes I'm like, whatever. So, but sometimes I'm like, thanks, Mom.
That's a good point.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, Mom.
Okay.
Judy.
Well, I think both of our moms are pretty big super fans. Maybe because they birthed us, but maybe
I
because they
think
just
so.
really enjoy listening to us talk.
No.
I don't know.
I think they feel like they have to, and they
Yeah.
shouldn't feel like that.
And I think because I don't get as much visiting time with my mom the past year. And so, just sitting and talking and listening to us. The other thing is my mom enjoys hearing my friends as well. She always has since we were like in high school. You would
Right.
call and be on the phone with my mom, and I'd be like, who are you? And she'd be like, oh, Angela's on the phone for you. I'm like, you've been talking to her for 15 minutes. It's my friend. And she's like, well, she wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, no, she didn't. Give me the phone. And you're like, oh, your mom's so great. And I'm like, stop talking to my mom. Now
Right,
I
right.
appreciate how much my mom gets along with my friends, but then I did not appreciate it. So she enjoys, hearing from you as well. So it's fun. So
Yeah.
shout out to our moms. My mom
Thank
said she wanted
y'all.
to join our book club, by the way. So if anybody else listened to the
Nice.
last one wants to join the book club, let us know.
Yeah, we'll have a new book coming out probably next couple weeks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get
Okay.
into our movies.
Our movies. So when we were talking
Soundtracks.
about the soundtracks,
Yes.
I immediately go for some reason back to the 80s.
Because there are a lot of really good soundtracks. I'm
Yes,
trying to
and
think of
it's
the ones
not.
from now
Well,
that
because
are good.
here's what I was thinking about. Nowadays, a movie might have like one good song, and that song kind of makes the movie,
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, like the soundtrack's not terrible, but it's not like soundtracks in the 80s were just loaded with songs.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and start with one that when we were talking about it, I was like, I mean, how can you not mention Dirty Dancing?
Oh, it's on my list. And I figured you'd mention that
Oh,
one first. Because if you know us, you know
yes.
that we are obsessed with
It's
Dirty Dancing. We know it's
yes.
not the greatest movie ever, but I think because we loved it so much growing up, we just still love it.
Right.
And it's
And the
dancing and it's
soundtrack.
music. The soundtrack is
Yes.
awesome. Every
It
song is
is.
good. Every song.
And even, I mean, Patrick Swayze sings. Do I need to say anything else? I don't think so.
Patrick
I think I
Swayze.
can stop right there. But it is such a, and then just iconic. When you hear I've Had the Time of My Life, immediately.
Okay. So somehow Dirty Dancing does an amazing job of mixing the oldies with 80s music. And
Yeah.
if you would have asked me, I'd been like, that's not going to work. That's just not, that's kind of like, so half of the soundtrack is like these oldies songs, which we love. And then the other one's going to be new songs, which became hits, but they were new.
Right.
Nobody knew them at the time. Like Time of My Life. What's
Hungry
the one?
Eyes.
Hungry
She's
Eyes.
like the wind.
She's
Yeah.
like the wind. I'm like, you're going to throw in She's Like the Wind with like these 50s and 60s dance songs. Come on.
But it
works
totally
so
works.
well. Yeah, it's
so
such a
good.
fun
Yeah.
soundtrack, and I love every song. It's just a good
Yes.
mix of like upbeat, fun stuff, and then like the romantic Patrick Swayze singing. So
Ugh.
there you go, and dancing.
So yeah, so that I think when I think of like that, okay, and then I got to say some other ones.
Yeah, so let's start off with 80s. Go for it.
Top Gun.
Top Gun. I didn't think of that one. That's a great one. Yeah.
How could it? I mean, Danger Zone.
Yes.
And playing with the boys when they're doing volleyball scene, the best scene in all of movies.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, Karen.
um, Take My Breath Away,
Oh,
Great Balls of
yeah.
Fire. They're singing on the
Wow.
piano.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot of
mean,
great
these are
ones.
some, and then of course, You've Lost That Love and Feeling.
Yep.
Like, come on. So top
So
and
interesting because they did some oldies in there too that really worked for
yes,
the 80s.
yes,
So I think this is a little trend here that we like is throwing in the oldies with the 80s.
with some
It
new
seems to
ones.
work.
Right. And then along Top Gun lines, I think if you mention Top Gun, you have to mention Footloose.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I was
You
gonna ask you.
know?
Okay, so I was gonna ask about movies, like, it's kind of a separate genre that are movies that are dedicated to either music or dancing. Because, like,
Mm-hmm.
say if you like, I put, like, Pitch Perfect, which is later, we're still in
Oh,
the
yeah,
80s,
yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
that's about music, but so it's
Right.
kind of like its own category or like a
Yeah.
musical, which I don't know if
Right.
we'll get to
I
those. I
didn't
don't know
I
if
didn't
you even
even
have
list a
any of those.
musical. No, because
'Cause some are really
they're
popular
supposed to
right
have
now, like
musical.
Hamilton,
Yeah,
or like Wicked.
which
People
I
listen
haven't
to those
seen.
soundtracks.
Yes.
I don't really listen to them in my spare time, musical soundtracks, but I think people that I like the theater, I like listening to it in the theater,
Right.
but or in a movie, but I don't seem to like take it away and do it like listen to it on my own, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so um
So
Footloose.
Footloose. And when
Footloose.
I'm talking about Footloose, I'm talking about the original.
Yes, as we
I
should
don't
only
even
talk
know.
about.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen the remake, but I do like Blake Shelton's remake of the song Footloose. But
Okay.
I still like Kenny Loggins much better.
But yeah, but the remake is really similar, right?
It's like the
It's
same
like
thing,
the
except
same
more
song. Yeah.
country version. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Now,
Footloose, how do you feel about Footloose?
oh, I love it. It's a great soundtrack.
Okay,
And
good,
it's not
good.
just the one song. Here's the thing is
No,
sometimes like you're like, "Oh, that's a great song." And then you look it up and you're like, there's not really any other music
right,
in the
right.
movie that's good except the one hit song that came from it, you
Yes,
know?
yes,
So, but
but
I don't
not
feel that
that
way about
soundtrack.
Footloose.
No.
Um
Let's Hear It for the Boys, Almost Paradise.
And then I would say
Um,
one like I mean, Grease is a musical. I now have to take back
yes,
my rule
Grease.
about, like, musicals I don't really listen to later. Grease, I could listen to the whole soundtrack and enjoy
Grease
it.
was on my list also because
So that would be musical
every
musicals.
every song though in Grease is a
Yeah.
hit. And like you said, I have songs from Grease that are on my just everyday playlist. Not all of them, but some of them, you
And I
know?
bet there's other musicals I'm just not thinking about right now besides Grease that I could listen to all the songs I like.
Now, I don't
If
know
there
if
are people listening, tell us your
you're
favorite
gonna, yeah.
musicals because I bet it'll jog our memory and we'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I do like that. Oh, yeah, I do like that one."
Like The
So
Greatest
comment and
Showman,
tell us.
is
Yes, that
that a
was a good
musical?
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I like certain songs I have on my iPad, or
Mhm.
I it's in my list of my songs,
Yes.
but there's several actually from The Greatest Showman.
Mhm.
This Is Me, and there's one that Pink sings that I really like a million.
How about speaking of more recent musicals, how about A Star Is Born?
That
Do
is
you
so on
like
my list.
the
Oh my
whole
gosh.
soundtrack? Because I only know, like,
Now,
2 songs, and
what
I
songs do
don't
you
remember the
know?
rest. Just the main one with the duet with
Shallow.
one yeah,
Yeah,
"Shallow" is huge,
of
but
course.
I haven't, like I saw the movie, and I was like, "Okay, the music's good in the movie, they do a great job singing." I was, like, very impressed with that. I'm sure you were because
It's Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
And
And I
actually,
thought it was great, but it isn't something that I besides "Shallow," I couldn't name the other songs.
I like that song, and I have that Shallow, and I have Maybe It's Time,
Okay.
and Bradley Cooper sings that really good. It's also really short. It's like just over 2 minutes. And then the song Always Remember Us This Way. I think it's the one at the end, Lady Gaga sings, and then Bradley Cooper kind of comes in at the very end. But I have that song also. But
So
I
there's several
know,
you like from
yes,
okay.
yes, from that, not
Have
just
you
the Shallow.
seen now we're on newer musicals, but did you ever see La La Land?
No,
You should see it. This is a
I've
separate
heard I
topic,
should see it.
but
Yeah.
it's really good. I was very impressed. Like, they wanted to make a new musical, and it was awesome. I was like, "Okay, you did it." It was really good. I don't it wasn't as widespread, everybody loving it as much as I thought people should, but if you like The
Mm-hmm.
Greatest Showman, I think you'd like La La Land. So, just gonna put that out there for you.
Okay. Okay.
Now, older musicals, there are quite a few that I like the music to. Say like The Sound of Music. I don't listen to that in my spare time, but if I'm watching the movie, I'm like, "Oh, I love this song. Oh, I love the Edelweiss and like 16 going on 17 and all of their songs." I'm like, "I like this song." Every single one, I like the songs. I don't think to listen to it in my own spare time,
Right,
but I
right.
do like all of the songs in it.
But it goes well with the movie,
Yes,
but
yes. And
taking
I
it outside
forget
the
until I
movie,
watch
yeah,
it, and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, this one."
yeah.
And now they've been playing Brown Paper Packages Tied Up with String as a Christmas music, Christmas song. I don't know if you've been
No,
doing this on the
I
radio,
haven't heard it.
but our radios that play Christmas music and in stores and stuff, they've been using that as, like, now it's a Christmas song, and I'm like, "Well, I'm okay with that."
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's, like, a few of my favorite things. They mention Brown Paper Packages Tied Up with String, so they're like, "Let's put it in with Christmas music."
That's a really long title.
I don't think that's the title. I don't know what the
Oh,
title is.
okay,
I think
good.
it's probably favorite things because these are
Oh,
a few of my favorite things.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah, anyway, so older musicals I do like, I would listen to would be Singing in the Rain. Do you know this? Have you seen Singing in the Rain?
I mean, I've seen Singing in the Rain.
Okay, Karen.
I've seen it.
Do you
Put your
remember
hand
it?
down.
Do you remember it, Karen?
No, no.
Okay, okay, we need to
I mean, I
rewatch
remember
this.
he sings in the rain.
That's all you can get that from the poster.
He he jumps up and down on that bench in the rain
Yep.
while he's singing.
That does happen. So you remember the title, one scene, and the song "Singing in the Rain."
Yeah.
Okay. The other songs are also great in that, and
Are
I could
they?
listen to that, yeah, soundtrack. So, and there's a few older movies like that. Like, we just recently watched White Christmas and Holiday Inn, Angela and I did, and
Yes.
we I like that. I haven't, like, downloaded those soundtracks or anything, but I do like the music in that. Singing in the Rain,
But
I
I
could
do like
listen to
Bing
on my own.
Crosby. Yeah.
Yes, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, the movies they're in because they're singing, good, very
I
good.
know it is. It's really good.
So that's for musicals. I mean,
So
I
yeah,
don't
let's
really listen to like Les Mis or any of those in my
Chicago's
spare
another
time.
musical.
Yes,
And
yeah,
I
and
kind of had that on my list, but I just remember watching the movie and thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is really good." But
yes,
yeah, I don't
and
outside
that's
of the
one I
movie,
saw
I'm
on
not listening.
Broadway and also Phantom of
Oh,
the Opera,
really?
and like
Yes.
watching it in the movie or in the theater is amazing, but I don't ever think to listen to it on my own.
And another genre besides just like musicals,
Hmm.
Disney movies. They have
Oh,
really good
yes, and I like
music.
listening to those soundtracks,
Me
yeah.
too.
Well,
Like
and
The
now I don't
Lion
mind when
King.
my kids wanna listen to it, except please no more Frozen, but besides that,
Right.
but,
But
it's like, "Can we listen to The Little Mermaid or Tangled?" And I'm like, "Yep, fine,
right.
sounds good, Little
I
Mermaid
was
is
about to say
great."
Little Mermaid has what I mean, I love Little Mermaid
Yeah,
music.
Aladdin, Lion King.
Lion King. Yes, all those are really good soundtracks, just
Mhm,
period. So
yeah.
all of Disney
Moana is good
they
too.
do
Oh, I love that the
Moana's
main
good.
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that
I
Disney?
have it on my list. I
Yes.
think Disney does
I
own
don't
it,
know.
yeah, I think so, and I do like Guardians of the Galaxy, his both of them. The first one, I know the music better, the second one, but
Yeah.
he has the mixtape he plays, and it's all the
Yes.
70s, late 70s probably, I would say, maybe early
Yeah.
80s music, but I put that was the first thing I thought of when you're like, "Good soundtracks." I'm like, "Yes, yes,
It is
Guardians
a
of the
good soundtrack.
Galaxy." Yep.
So that's the first soundtrack you thought of when I said this?
No, it's not the first. It's probably the second. When I made my list, it was at the top. Because
Okay.
when we were talking about this, I looked it up and I was playing that on my phone as I was making the list. I was listening to
Hmm.
Guardian of the Galaxy
Yeah.
soundtrack.
So what was the first? Because I told you I thought went to the 80s, but there is one soundtrack
It's not the same.
that it's not that
Mm.
you and I don't have because there's one that just I don't think anything rivals it.
Oh, I thought you would say. I thought that would have been Dirty Dancing for you.
No, no. Because I went to the 80s and I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
get.
oh, Dirty Dancing, Top Gun, Footloose. Like I can just keep going on and on
Is
about
it Pretty
80s.
Woman?
No,
Okay.
no, but that's Pretty in Pink. I think that's a good soundtrack.
But again, with those, there's only like two songs that I think of when I think of Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
For
no,
me,
there's a like an ultimate soundtrack.
okay, it's
Like
not
when you
what
think,
I thought of first is definitely not what you thought of, and I'll tell you what I thought of.
oh,
You've Got
okay.
Mail.
Oh yeah, definitely.
See, I was like, "No way, Angela knows." You've Got
It's not
Mail
even on my
has
list.
yeah, because it's just a very I don't wanna say cute, but it has, like, really fun, lighthearted music on it, and it's got some older songs on it.
Yeah.
Like
I
it
love
has
the
just like
end song though.
yeah, and so it has really good music, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
all well-known songs. Like Guardians of the Galaxy has all well-known songs on it. Like you're gonna sing along with every one of them. You already know it before the movie came out. You knew those songs. So, but You've Got Mail, I love, and I have owned this soundtrack for years, and it's
Really?
just a fun soundtrack. So that was the first one. I'm not gonna say that's my
That was
favorite of
your,
all time, but that's the
but that
first
was
one.
your,
When you
that came
say
to him.
good soundtracks for movies, I'm like, oh, You've Got Mail. So you should pull it
So
up and listen to it
I
sometime.
will.
Yeah.
Mine, when you say soundtracks of
Mhm.
movies, The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard. Good. Yeah, I would not.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. I didn't even
Because
have it on my
I
list.
actually, when it came out, I owned it on CD. You know,
Yeah.
that's a little
Yeah,
round
I had
thing
You've Got
kids
Mail on the
long.
CDs too. Yeah. You put it in a
And
player and you push the
yeah,
numbers.
and yeah, you go through numbers. But The Bodyguard has so many hits. I mean, of
Mhm.
course, the biggest being I Will Always Love You.
Now I need to re-listen to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's like Queen of the Night, Run to You, um, I Have Nothing, I'm Every Woman. Like it is just loaded with, oh, yeah, yeah, loaded with Whitney Houston at her prime. Like
Yeah.
just song after
Ugh.
song.
And
Jesus
she
Loves
has such a
Me,
great
you
voice.
know, oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's just, it is so, her remake of I Will Always Love You made Dolly Parton a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
You know? I mean, yeah. So that's when we're talking about best soundtrack. That's what I think of. Now, I asked my mom and brother, I was like, what's y'all's favorite movie soundtrack? Do you know what they said?
No, but I'm interested because Sean, we had discussed this with Sean, and
Uh
he's like,
huh.
I'm on a completely different train of thought than you girls.
Because
So what
he's
did your brother
on.
and your mom say?
So my mom said, "Oh brother, where art thou?"
I do like that one. It's just fun
Yes.
music, and I never
And I
heard
was
it
like,
before the movie came
"Oh
out. It's all
wow,
original.
mom!" And
Yeah,
it's, yeah, it's like, what is it, like
I love listening.
banjo and
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and really shocked me that she said that. My brother said Goodfellas.
I don't know. Is it just like musical score, like instrumental?
No, it has it no, but some instrumental, but it, you know, they redo some of the songs.
Okay.
But it's
Now
one of our favorite movies,
that's what I was
period.
gonna say. It's probably because also when you hear it and you've seen the movie so many times, it puts you back in the mood of the
Right.
movie.
But it's just, it is a good, you know how sometimes movie and music just adds something to the movie? It adds to the movie,
Okay,
you
yes,
know?
and that I was gonna lead that into what so I have appreciated musical scores in movies more than I ever have since I've been married to Sean. Sean will listen
Now score means that they don't
just
talk. It's
yeah,
just the
instrumental.
instrumental.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it literally sometimes I'm like, if you close your eyes, you could be listening to an orchestra. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
gorgeous
yeah.
music. And I never thought on my own to listen to that. And I remember we were on a
Mm-hmm.
road trip and Sean is listening to very loudly listening to the soundtrack to probably a Star Wars. And I started to say something. He's like, hold on. Like, didn't want me to talk during one part of it. It was binary suns now I know it was binary sunset, which no, I did never know any of that. But,
Right.
um, but it was gorgeous, and
Mm-hmm.
he can be, like, moved to tears because this music is so powerful. Now, he has much more musical background on it, he was in band for years, and, like, so the
Oh
first
yeah.
time he hears it in a movie too, he's appreciating it. I can watch a whole movie, and if it's the instrumental part of it, it's like I'm not even paying attention. It's in the background. It's part of adding to the movie,
Right.
but I'm not pulling out what this song is doing in the background at that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And he will even with like action movies, like Marvel movies, and he's like, wow, the music is really good. And I'm like, what was the music? Like I didn't
Yeah.
even like pay
Yeah.
attention. So we went to hear the Corpus Christi Orchestra does this thing at our minor league baseball field and they call it Pops in the Park and they do fireworks and they do a whole
Oh.
presentation. And we went a couple of years ago and it was all movie music that they played.
Oh, fun.
And it was like perfect theme because I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is great." And I just playing it, I was like, "Wow, I recognize this. I recognize this."
Uh-huh.
Even though I wouldn't have thought I knew the music to those movies. I
to the
did right
things.
away. I'm like, "Oh, this is it." Now some I didn't know, and Sean's like, "Oh, yeah, this is Batman." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I didn't recognize that one."
But
But a lot of them I did. I was really surprised, and it was gorgeous. So I have a
and if
new
you remember
appreciation for
though,
those.
Titanic was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And the one song, My Heart Will Go On, and the rest of the whole soundtrack was instrumental. And
It's beautiful
remember,
music.
we took that trip up to Steubenville, Ohio,
Mhm.
when we were in high school, and we listened to that soundtrack. How many times? How
I
many
don't
times did
know.
we listen
I
to it?
don't know.
I mean, I, and I thought to
But
myself,
how many times
where
did
are the
people go see that
words?
movie when we were in high school? Yeah,
Yes,
we were in high school
yes.
when Titanic came out, and I had friends that were like went to see it 5 times in the theater.
Not
Like,
me. I
"Okay,
also
I'm
didn't
done."
cry.
It was good,
Yeah.
but yeah. I'd probably cried now. I didn't cry then. I cry at everything now. So Star Wars, another one, Last of the Mohicans
Oh,
is
my
a
brother
really
said the
good.
same thing.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Yeah, that's why I was
Yes.
like, I wonder what your brother said.
But I
Jurassic
told him, I
Park,
was like, no, we're talking about movies that have words in them, not just the instruments.
songs with lyrics.
Yeah. Because
Movies that
he,
have words in them. Like, so not silent films.
songs that have words. Yes.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Because
Um,
he said Last of the Mohicans and then he said Braveheart.
yeah, Braveheart is another good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good
Mm-hmm.
music in Braveheart. And there's times where I would listen to it, not very often, but it is really beautiful. If I'm gonna sit and like actually listen to it, most of the
Okay.
time I'm
Because
like,
it's more like if I want to sit and go to sleep, turn it on.
"Oh, really?" But it's pretty there's times it's really strong music. It's not like
No.
soft. Now, the
If
Pride and Prejudice one I could listen to and go to sleep.
I can go to sleep. If you're not going to say words, expect me to go to sleep if
Oh,
I'm still.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just going to
So yeah,
happen.
so Braveheart, Last of the Mohicans, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, which I'm sure, even though I don't know how many times you've seen Jurassic Park, I bet there's a few
A
songs you
lot.
hear and you'd be like, "Oh, really? I did not." You'd be like, "Yeah, that's Jurassic Park." You just recognize it because it fits with the movie in your mind so much. So
So, can I mention another one? Go back to like words,
yeah, yeah,
music.
that was all I wanted to say about that. But
Those,
that's what Sean thinks of when we say
I
music for
best
movies.
soundtracks. He
That's
thinks
what
of
he thinks
those.
of right away. And I'm like,
And those
"Oh,
are good
no."
because there are, if I hear like Last of the Mohicans, it's not one of my favorite movies because there's a scene that just guts me. So I don't like it. But if I hear this certain music, like I can walk in a room if my brother was watching it and I'm like, oh, you're watching Last of the Mohicans. Like, it's you just, yeah, those. So I do appreciate those. But yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's go back to music to movies with words.
Movie, yes, and
Music with
songs with
lyrics.
words.
Okay, there you go.
Let's so Saturday Night Fever.
Yes.
Now, this is not one of my favorite songs because I'm not a huge disco person, but
Yeah, that's
this
probably why it's
has,
not, my
yeah,
favorite
but it
either.
also you have to appreciate how many good songs came out of this movie.
Yes. Mhm.
The Bee Gees did they do the whole thing,
I don't
the whole
know,
soundtrack?
but that reminds me
Yeah.
of Mamma Mia,
Oh, I did like Mamma Mia.
and
Yeah.
it's all, no, I can't think of the group. It's all their music.
Oh, the ABBA.
ABBA, yeah, it's all ABBA
Yeah.
music, and which is impressive that they have that wide of a variety and selection of
Right.
music that we know all of them. I mean, I'd be like, "Oh,
Right.
yeah, I know all these songs." So, but yeah, I did like that goes into the musical
Um,
category.
and then one that is just so good, Forrest Gump.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Forrest Gump,
It is
amazing
because
soundtrack.
it goes from like Elvis to the Mamas and Papas to
Yeah.
CCR to Mrs. Robinson. I mean, it is such a huge genre of, and it's Willie Nelson. I mean, it is so good.
What's interesting to me is, when people are making a movie, they have to pay tons for like a well-known song. That's why they're not going to do it. They're like, well, we'll write our own or we'll buy a cheap one, that goes in the
Right.
background, nobody notices. But when they do, I mean, the music really helped make the movie a Forrest Gump.
Oh,
I'm sure whatever they
oh,
paid in
yeah.
royalties, they got back tenfold in the movie.
Oh,
It was
for
an awesome
sure.
movie, but the music made it, even twice as great, because of the
Hmm.
music. So such a good soundtrack.
And it's a long soundtrack because I
It's
remember
so
I
much
wanted to
music.
purchase
Yeah.
it, but it was two
Yep.
CDs in
Yep. 2
one
CDs.
because it's
My dad
so
had it. Yep.
much.
Mhm.
Yes, really, really good though. And then I have like some other ones that obviously have music in them because they're. Did you see the Elton John
I
movie?
haven't seen it yet, but I was gonna kind of bring that up too with ones that are about artists.
Right.
Like I had Walk the Line, which I really liked that
Oh,
movie.
love that.
And they did
Yes,
such a good job.
I
Joaquin
thought
and Reese
Reese
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, they did such a good job.
Yes, that and that's Johnny Cash and
So good.
what's her name? June Carter. Cash.
Reese Witherspoon. Oh,
Yeah, Reese.
yeah.
And then the Elton John one was really good.
What's the
The
name of the
one
Elton John one? I need to watch it because I wanted to watch it and then I kind of forgot about it when I didn't see it on the, advertisements
I
anymore.
it was on Amazon Prime. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, okay. It was really good, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. I watched it once with my aunt.
Mm.
What was the name? Like, yeah, it's not Yellow Brick Road. I don't know what it is.
Okay, I'll look it
But
up.
but also the one with Queen.
Which I haven't seen either, and I
Bohemian
really
Rhapsody.
wanted to
Oh,
see
you
it.
haven't seen that?
No, because I
Oh,
was like, "Sean, let's watch this. I really wanna watch it." And he's like, I don't wanna watch it." And I was like, "Okay, why would you gonna watch with me?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then later he's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, I need to watch my own." And then I forgot about it. So I'm
no,
gonna write
if
that one
you
down
like
too.
Queen,
Yes, I do
I
like Queen a lot.
really enjoyed it because I like a lot of their music. I have their music again in my music pile. I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, another one bites the
Music
dust.
pile? Are you talking
I
about
don't know.
CDs?
It's
Are
in
you
my phone.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay, okay. I got you.
wherever I get my music off of my phone, it's in
Your
that music.
iTunes.
Okay, we'll go with iTunes.
iTunes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Okay.
your iTunes is on any device. You have your iTunes library. It could be on an iPad or iPod or
Yes,
computer or your phone, any Apple product.
that's right. That's
The
good.
more you
Yeah.
know.
What are you doing?
I was doing the more you know rainbow since we're
Is that
teaching
like the
people.
reading rainbow?
No, the star with the rainbow that says the more you know after like PSAs on TV. You don't remember those?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna have to add one in right here. Look at me having to do more video editing.
You're
How do you
gonna
not
add
know the
us.
rainbow, the star with the rainbow, and it says the more you know
I
after being like,
remember. I remember Bill Cosby had that little pin that would go.
that's something completely different, Karen. Completely
I,
different.
I always wanted a marker like that. Never got it. Do you
You
know what I'm
Bill
talking about?
Cosby.
It's
That's some
probably a
you know
good thing I
what?
didn't meet Bill Cosby.
No, it is a good thing. It's a good thing you weren't on that show. Didn't know him. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. Um,
Okay.
so do you have any other in that category that are like actually about artists or their life or things like that?
No, just
Have
those.
you seen
And
the
I
new
didn't.
Judy Garland one?
Oh no, I did watch that. Yeah, extremely sad. Very sad.
Well, I know that because I know her life was extremely sad. Did you like it? That's another one I want to watch, and Sean was like, "You can watch it without me."
Yeah, don't. I mean, it's not a lot of. I didn't think it was a whole lot of songs. I just came away from that movie like, bless her heart.
Did you like
She
Renee
just.
Zellweger
Oh
acting
yeah,
as her?
she did a really good job.
Okay, that's what I
And I
heard.
was also kind of confused though because I when we are meet her, I'm like, oh, that's Liza Minnelli, and then she called the little girl by a different name, and I was like, that's not Liza Minnelli, right? So then I'm Googling, and it's her younger two daughters or her younger kids that she has in the movie. Like she's older. So Liza Minnelli
Oh,
is
is already
already
grown.
like, yeah, she's like 20 something. And
Okay, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
because I
so
really don't
that
know her
kind
other
of
kids except Liza Minnelli. It's the only one I really
exactly
know of,
that's right. That's
which is probably
exactly how I
better,
felt.
you know,
Yeah.
keep the
And
kids
then
out of the limelight.
you just, I just felt so bad for it. The whole movie. There was never one point where I was like, oh, I want to be her. No, never.
Oh,
One point. Never.
gosh, that's
So
rough.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if you want to watch it. I mean, but Renee Zellweger does a great job.
okay.
But after that, oh.
It's weird when I hear Liza Minnelli talking sometimes and stuff, I can hear Judy Garland, like, it's like their voice is similar. I'm like, "Well, it's her
Yeah,
daughter," but it's strange to me that you can I don't know.
right.
It's
Yeah.
weird. you can hear the similarity in their voices. Okay, so I have a couple I need to see now because of this. The
Oh,
Queen and the Elton
yeah.
John one. I might skip the Liza Minnelli one. I mean, Liza
Yeah.
Minnelli one. Judy Garland
The
one.
Judy Garland. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would skip that one.
But
But do
I really like movies about famous people like that.
and I don't
Especially
know
if they're
how
well done, I
true.
enjoy it.
Now, Elton John actually was a part of making that movie. So I
Okay.
think it holds pretty close to his life. The Queen one, I don't know how true that one is, but
Mhm.
I still like how they did it.
Okay.
You know, I
Sure.
like how they kind of came up with the song Another One Bites the Dust. Like they were fighting and then one of them starts like hitting something and kind of get that beat. Cause you know that beat is just when you start playing it, you immediately know
Another
what
one
song
bites the
yeah.
dust.
Yes. And then how they recorded their famous
Another one
Bohemian
down.
Rhapsody,
Yes,
you
so that
know?
part's in the trailer. I'm like, "Oh, this looks so good."
Yeah, you if you like Queen, you for sure watch it. I went
Okay.
to the theaters actually when they were open and watched it.
Yeah, and I was wanting to do the same, but I think there were several good movies out, so we went to see something else because Sean was like, "Meh, I don't really care about that."
Right.
So, all right. So then, like, some of the newer ones, like, I know it's just cheesy, but I love it. I really like the music in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I do too. And I love watching them do that the part in the movie where they do
The
where
song where
the
they go
different
back and forth.
groups. Yes.
Yes, the, like,
I love that.
riff off, or I don't remember what they
Yes,
call
yes,
it.
the riff-offs. Yes, those I wish they had more of that in the movie because that's one of my favorite scenes.
Yes.
And then of course the end.
But I like the mashups. I like it all, and I
Mhm.
I watched maybe 1 season of Glee. Did you ever watch Glee?
I watched maybe 2 seasons,
Okay. And I
so
again,
not a whole lot.
they're all doing cover songs. It's all
Covers.
remakes
Mhm.
or, like, mashups, but it's still 2 covers they put together. But they just I like the way their voices are great, and it's fun to see them performing it. And so I've always enjoyed those. And then Glee, it kind of I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it as much, so it kind of fell off my radar. But
It became more soap opery, you know?
that's
I
true,
think
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I was like,
Their
"Okay, come
music was
on."
still pretty good, but it kinda whatever. Um, but Pitch Perfect was
Mhm.
really cute, the first one. The second one and the third one, it was just like, I watch it once just because, and it just got
Yeah,
over the top. Like,
right.
they're just getting stupider as they go.
Although that song at the end, I think it's the end of the second one, Flashlight, I have that in my
Do you?
yes.
Ugh, I didn't
I
like
don't
it.
you didn't like it?
No, I don't know, it just seems so corny, like, "You're my
It is very
flashlight."
corny, but it's also, I mean, it's pitch perfect. This isn't like it's gonna win an
Yeah, it's fine
Oscar.
in the movie, but I wouldn't have it in my iTunes playlist. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
We can
you know
disagree
what?
about something, Karen.
Hold
It's
on.
okay if we don't feel the same.
You know, speaking of, I just said Oscar, it made me think of another instrumental,
Uh-huh.
Dancing with Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, that
That's a good one.
yeah, instrumental wise.
Mhm.
I feel like I am all over the place, but sorry, but it just made me think of it. But can I tell you one from our high school that other people are going to be like,
So
what
90s. I
even?
feel like there had to be more in the 90s too, because
Oh,
there
I'm
was
sure.
some good music
Well,
coming
I
out.
looked up movies and Clueless was on the list. But
Yeah,
when I think of Clueless, I don't think of their music, you know, but
but have you
it was on 3 lists that I looked up.
yes. So now that we've been discussing this, I would say Clueless is good. I think if you go back and listen to it now, you'll be like, "Oh, this song isn't Clueless," because 'cause you'll
Mm.
recognize it.
I just remember though, rolling with the
With the
homies.
homies.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. That's
Um,
it. But
but, like,
when we
in
were
the
in high
opening
school,
song, or the opening credits of Clueless, it's like, I know what you're thinking. Is this a Noxzema commercial or what? Like, that song, which I
listen
can't
to
place it right
you,
now. Oh, yeah. I'm a Clueless girl. I love Clueless.
obviously.
Um, that
Whatever.
song. Oh, "We're the kids of America." That's the
Yes.
song that's
Oh,
playing. So
yeah.
if you go back and listen to the soundtrack now, I bet you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, that song. Oh, yeah, that," like, you'll remember because it's not, like, super in your face and Clueless. It's always songs that are in the background, but they're really, like,
Right.
fun songs. So I
That
bet
they
you'd
do
like it.
add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very
But that was
telling of the early '90s too.
That was on all the list,
Yes.
Clueless. But this movie was not on the list, but I loved it, was Empire Records.
Yes, Empire Records is a great one.
Yeah, I loved it. That last song, Sugar High,
Yes,
and
Sugar
if you don't
High.
know Empire Records, it's a group of like just different
Random.
people,
Yeah,
yes, that work in a record store. And they're,
which used to exist more than they exist
yeah, we don't have those things anymore. A record, kids, are bigger than a CD.
now.
Yeah, I really like that soundtrack. I
Yeah,
actually
it is
have
a good
Sugar
one.
High in my list of iTunes.
And that one I can say is like I didn't know all that music before the movie came out,
No.
but if I listen to the soundtrack like twice, I'm like I love every song. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Like cuz Sugar
Mm-hmm.
High, I didn't know that song before the movie, but it's a fun song, gets in your head. And so I'm trying to
Upbeat,
think, I'm
yeah.
like I feel like there's got to be more than Empire Records um and Clueless, and there probably are for 90s.
Well, The Bodyguard was also considered 90s, but you're thinking of like young 90s, right?
Well, what about was something about Mary? I feel like there was music in that was good, but I would have to look it up what songs are in it because I can't remember right now.
Something about Mary, I just remember the guys that played the guitar,
Yeah,
like when they were switching scenes
yeah.
and you saw
Maybe
them,
that's why I think of it with music. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
Oh, another
listening,
music is Adam Sandler and The Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer is a great soundtrack. That's right. And that was 90s,
Yes.
although it was supposed to be in the 80s. It was 90s.
Yeah. But it was really good.
Yes, that was, and I really like that one. There's
And
some
Billy
great 80s
Idol is
music.
actually in the movie
Yes.
at the end.
God, my
So
way, Billy Idol.
I know.
I love that. It's just so random. I'm like, and really, Billy Idol's in the movie. Okay. But I
Right.
love it. It's just a funny like thing at the end.
And you
So,
said it earlier, Pretty Woman is a good soundtrack.
mhm.
I think
Oh,
anyone that
that's 90s.
hears,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and anyone that hears the song Pretty Woman, you think of her shopping down Rodeo
Yeah.
Drive. I mean,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
what I picture. So,
Of
um,
course. Big
yeah,
mistake.
huge.
You work on commission, right? Okay, so if you're listening and you have your favorite ones you like to share with us, text us, hit us up on
I
Instagram,
feel
comment below. I feel like we are like missing tons just
I
because we
feel
haven't
like
thought
we
of
are
it.
going to get raked over the coals
Oh,
because we are
Leslie.
missing so much.
Yes.
Leslie, please be generous. Please
Be
be
gentle.
nice.
Be gentle with us, Leslie.
Yeah,
Because
because
I'm gonna be honest, you said you did a little research. I did zero. I like made a
I do
list
have to mention
like
this.
10 minutes ago.
I haven't seen it, but it was on all the soundtrack list. Purple Rain with Prince.
Okay.
And if
Okay.
I did see it, it was when I was young and I don't remember it, but that was like I feel like if we don't mention that, someone is going to say something. So
Okay.
Purple
Purple
Rain was a
Rain.
big song. So yeah,
A good
there you go.
soundtrack. I haven't watched it either, so maybe we should
Yeah.
watch it and we'll get back to you. But yeah, let
Now
us
I gotta
know,
watch it.
especially because I feel like there's a big gap in like the 90s and early 2000s. We have some more recent
Right.
ones, like we were saying, okay, La La Land and Mamma Mia and those kind of things, Pitch Perfect, but like the 90s and 2000s,
But I also feel like those movies had like Cruel Intentions
yeah,
had one big song, that bittersweet symphony,
Symphony. Oh, I love that song. Yeah,
I do too, but that's it. Like
yeah,
Runaway Bride had that song, Ready to Run. Like these certain movies just had one big song.
yeah. That's true.
So instead of like we said, the 80s where they just packed them.
Yeah, and
Like Footloose. Footloose is one of my favorite. I just love it.
yes, I agree. Okay, so thanks for listening,
Yes,
and
let
we
us
will see you
know.
next week with
We don't
more.
know what we're going to do,
I
but
think
we
we do
will
game
put something
night.
out there.
We gotta
Oh,
get a
we
game
might do
night
game
in.
night. Okay.
I'm ready for game
So
night.
yeah, comment below if we missed one of your favorites, or if we messed up, which that could have happened too. And thanks for listening. If you haven't already, subscribed and like us on Instagram.
Yes, because our Instagram is pathetic.
I wouldn't say that,
I
Karen.
would. Okay.
All right. Y'all have a
Bye,
good
Sean.
day.
Love you.
Bye, Bradley Cooper. Love you.